You teach people for free. Why do you think that if you teach people, you're going to benefit in this country? Most of people ask me, Hamiisi, if you do the so-called voluntary work, where do you benefit from? Um, I sat down and I thought about this because when you look at our country, is one of the countries that really has a lot of the so-called leftovers. We have a lot of them. For example, in our country, people do what they call subsistence farming. Let's say people have some grass. Sorry, they have maize. They have beans. They of them do rice as well, and some people even do sugarcane. But all those projects you see, people doing them at a certain level. But basically, that is another grade of people in our country, because people in our country, they have different grades, you know, depending on your financial muscles. You have the land, you have some money to invest in the project. Let's say you do your beans, yeah, which is really very good and okay. But the truth is, those people will live that average life forever. And the only way we can let that class to be lifted to another level is by introducing them to new things, like the way you see goat farming. And the only way, the master of all masters in this project is all about pastures. So my thinking is, if we would teach more of those people how they can do what they call value addition in what they are doing. We are not denying them from doing their plantation, their subsistence kind of approach, but we are looking at maybe add value on what they call leftovers. And the best approach is the approach that I'm showing to guys, that they're the ones that I'm showing to you guys, that if you have, let's say, rice, we are going to do this and we are going to do this. You sell your rice, the leftovers are made into the feeds. So my reasons of doing all that, it's not really being too patriotic, but as well having the feeling for my country. I'm telling you the truth. There is a guy who told me that, Hamis, being one rich person in 1,000 poor people, you rather be the poorest among the 1,000 rich people. And I asked him why. He told me, when you're rich among those poor people, every person will be thinking about you, as a person individually. You'll be solving issues over the school fees of your neighbors. You'll be solving issues over. But if you're poor and everybody around you is rich, they are going to be feeling sympathetic to you. So my thinking was, I can do goat farming and I make money. But I thought about many people that have been doing goat farming in this country for quite long. I'm not the first and I'm not the last. But those people who did goat farming, why is it that they have not expanded it to another level? And Hamis, who have just entered into this, is trying to take it at a high speed and at a higher rate. Actually, I decided that I need to find the problems of the farmers. Then I find solution for those farmers, like the mortalities of the goats, like miscarriages of the goats, like the nutrition of the goats, of which I've done it. And I've left the people handle it on the individual level. You handle your farm, I give you free knowledge on phone. But I don't want to come to your farm and charge you. But also you coming to my farm, it's free of charge. Come, learn, go and do. My sense is that this is my country. However much Hamisa will go to Kenya, I'll go to Nigeria, I'll go to America, I'll still belong to this country. What is my contribution? Is giving knowledge and skill to those people wherever they are, such that they can do what I do. For your information, I saw a gap in the country. The goat meat was too expensive. The goat meat was really on demand. Goats were easy to be handled if you compare to other projects. Which projects am I looking at? Many people have been doing hot pepper, they reached a supply chain, and people who are taking said we are no longer taking. Then we talk about the tomatoes. You do the planting of the tomatoes. Then when you look at the end point, when tomato number of farmers in tomato increase and the production is too high, you find that the price goes low. Why? Because it is timely. When you look at poultry, it needs a stable person who can ably be having some dollars with him all throughout on the pocket. Whereby if you're doing poultry or if you're doing piggery, you need to have money on you all the time. So when I compare all those projects, I will also add on the tree plantation and so on. Because tree plantation, you put in money, but you have to wait for more years to at least benefit from it. So when I looked at the goats, that they can easily do well, and actually they do much better when they are doing free range. So I saw a project of goats really being peaceful and really being a very good project that can be help that can be of help to everybody. Those who have small capital, those who have big capital, and when you increase it in the country, you even have opportunities of exporting. So my intention is I might have the number of goats, or I might increase the number of goats to the number that I want, but I cannot sustain the project. That's why I decided to teach more people. And as I told you that I'm a Ugandan, I will never be another country's person, even if they give me citizenship, but this is where I belong. The only thing I can give to my country is giving them my knowledge, yet to whoever is interested. Then we create a base. If we create a base of farmers who have a lot of animals, we cannot fail to get the market. Because the challenge that we have when the market comes, it is talking about quantities of which we can't afford. And they really want to do it on the weekly basis, taking over 1,000 animals. So, my dear, this is my reason. I don't see any reason why I charge you. You give me 20,000, you come and learn. That means if I have taught you how to collect money from other people, even if you do your farm, your main income will be, you know, getting that money from other people. That's why I'm really doing a free service, so that when you also do the same, the project can sustain itself. It cannot be sustained because other people come to learn. And that is my approach. So my target is to increase the number of animals in the country, then find the market finally. Me, what I've done as me, I showed you my video. I showed you my video and of my cafe or restaurant. I saw that gap that it was missing in my area. I've done it, and I keep roasting animals on a daily basis, and of which I'll also be oppressed because the number of animals are increasing, that they demand on a daily basis. What do I have to do is to teach you more people, to teach. Actually, it's just letting you handle your money, but put it in the project aside. You increase the number, you can sell to whoever satisfies you in terms of the price, and then you give it out. So, my dear guys, that is my approach. That's my reason why I'm giving the so-called free information. But in the long run, I will benefit. Why? Because we shall be very many that will be in the same project. The only problem that we've been facing in the country here is people having invented a project and they decide to own that project, which is not easy. You get it? Which is not good. You don't have to own the project. Let other people also practice it. And for your information, we are not competing because the demand is too much and none of us can manage to do it. So, my dear people, that's what I really wanted to advise you. That is the advice I really wanted to give you, and I really wanted to see you people coming up because it's an open check. Whatever you can afford, that those are the figures that you can put in that open check. Let me just wish you the best. It's piece of advice, and I wish you a bye-bye for now.